Witch Boy Columbus here. I first want to explain why I look like this. If you didn't see the video before this where I introduced my alter ego, I had two shows for charity and stuff this weekend, and so I got roped up into performing, which I don't do very often anymore, but this is what happens. My beard's gone, my eyebrows are gone, I look tired, I just don't hang as well with the kids these days. But that explains why I look like this. Um, and I'm having allergy issues today because I mowed lawn because I finally had to get outside today and mow it because it's just on and off rain around here, and it's getting to be like that high. So I got it all mowed, everything's done completely, but makes it so harder for me to breathe. So, and I really haven't had that many issues with um, allergies this year, but I think that kind of pushed it. So we're gonna get right into this challenge. It's week 18. I'm a little bit behind. I think we're up to week 20, so I have a couple more videos to make. Um, so if you see me in the same shirt, it's because I busted these all out at the same time. This is week 18. So what does deity, God, divine mean to you? Okay, so I've made this video a few times on this subject, and I'm holding my head and closing my eyes because it's stressful and I don't want to be really long-winded, but I'm going to try, and it's hard for me to. This is a concept that I struggle with. Okay, so that being said, I have a red dot in my head. Um, it's a cut. Um, it's a concept that I struggle with. So yes, I invoke. I think there is a divine and a feminine and a masculine what we term as feminine and masculine aspects, not just of like what we consider boy and girl, not that kind of thing. It's more of like the coming together of the two to make life. You know what I mean? So I think there's that element, and I do invoke the Lord and Lady at times, and or the God and Goddess, depends on how I'm wording my work, and um, but not always. Um, it's a rough concept for me because I don't necessarily think it's a. At times, I mean, sometimes yes, we want it to be a being that's listening to us, right? And then at other times, I just think it's an energy that isn't really listening on a conscious level, but maybe with our intention is doing what we want it to do. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily know. Like I know some people were talking lately about gods and goddesses, and you know, cultivating relationships with them, and I just think that we as humans. So I sneezed. I think we as humans need to assign a personality and a conscience, or a, is that the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean? Like a conscience, like a being that's listening, like a lofty kind of being that's listening to whatever we needed to listen to. And I mean, I admit for me, I sometimes have that in my head. You know what I mean? I can picture beings, but at other times, I just think we've collected attributes together and named that. You know what I mean? So I think I have like messengers and stuff that come and from the universe, and I don't know if it's a being per se that's sending those, or if it's like they know that like the energy, like I'm cultivating that with my own intent. You know what I mean? So it gets really weird, and I start to struggle with it even more the more I talk about it. So um, I don't invoke a particular anybody by name, but I do find power in the fact that other people do. I'm so really sorry about my sinuses being so crazy right now. Because there's a lot of, I mean, even in um, religions that I don't necessarily follow or practice or whatever, a lot of people spend a lot of energy on praying and making that part of their lives, and so that's a lot of energy. You know what I mean? So I think if you think about it, that energy is going out, and it's if we're manipulate, or if we can use, I shouldn't say manipulate, but you know, I mean that's the word, but manipulate sounds like it's bad, but use that energy in spell work or in whatever work. I'm not saying we're here to steal Christians' prayers or anything like that. I'm just saying I think about it as energy. So, however you're spending that energy, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes that we're subconsciously, you know how you can manifest stuff by thinking about it. You know, if you know, I don't know how, like if you think about negative stuff and it happens, it's kind of because you put that out there. Um, and I try not to do that, but it's really hard not to. You know what I mean? So that being said, it's like I don't know necessarily that the things that we would consider to be divine, like supernaturally divine, or I mean, this is where it gets a problem with me because there are things that happen in the world today which are, I feel, are divine. You know, just from plants blooming and you know what I mean, and everything that comes together to make life happen. It's just awesome. And I also think that we have divine in all of us. You know what I mean? Because it's the same thing that made everything else what it made us. So I kind of see it as a force that you can't quite see or put your finger on, but it's there. You know what I mean? And I think as we as witches strive to be able to tap into that, and not follow. Now I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I don't like to follow dogma and rules of any other thing. You know what I mean? I just like to just go with it. I just go with it. I don't have. Now I know some of the things I have experienced, like that you read in books and stuff like that, and I can agree with, and some of it I don't agree with, and so that's why I think I struggle with it because you can read how a number of people have seen the divine or see the divine, and if that doesn't ever happen for me, it's kind of like, oh, I just read a story. You know what I mean? It's the same way as I don't know. We'll get into this other stuff, but the divine is really weird to me. But I do see it as all around us. I'm gonna sound like Star Wars now, but like you know, it penetrates us, it moves, it's around us. It's an energy. And do I think that it listens? Yeah, but is it consciously listening or is it a listening to our intent? You know what I mean? Are we manifesting that? Are we tapping into the I say the force, but you know, tapping into that energy and using it without even knowing that we're doing it. You know what I mean? And that's why things happen the way they do. Like even bizarre things. You know what I mean? So I know I have made no sense. That's because I don't think we're supposed to make sense of it. I know that everyone struggles their whole life trying to make sense of stuff like this. And sometimes it's just not, you're not going to find it. And you're just going to have to be okay with that. So until next time, I will talk to you soon. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the box below, and I will look forward to hearing you. Talk to you later. Blessed be.